What's a good way to deal with self-hate?
Seems to me that the root of the problem is that we don't know who we are. It's natural inside us to have this question, who am I? The Greeks called it entelechy. It's like an urge of inquiry, an urge of investigation. And as we develop through our lives, we go through different versions of who we are. When we're a child, we are the one, as our ego self develops, we are the one that is the center of the universe. That everything is about us and revolves around us. But as we get a little bit older, we start comparing ourselves to others. And then as we develop the capacity to make good judgments or make differences between things, and our focus becomes clearer, we start to think that we are how we characterize ourselves to be. So we characterize ourselves in comparison to other people. Oh, I wish I looked like that person, or I wish I could do that. Because I can't do that, it makes me less than someone who can. And we go onto websites and take a photo, our photo, and put it into an ideal photo fit. And we go, oh, because my eyes are 2 centimeters too close together, it means that I'm ugly and I hate myself. I wish I was somebody else. I hate myself for being ugly. I hate myself for being fat. And this is all because we identify with our face, we identify with our body, we identify with our achievements, we identify with our social groups. And this is a stage on the journey of who am I? And the consequence can be, I'm not good enough. In fact, it virtually always is. I'm not good enough. And intense feelings of I'm not good enough produce self-hate. I hate myself. I look in the mirror and I hate myself. It's extraordinary because you can find people, and in doing the work that I do, I've had models, beautiful models, who in consensus reality everybody would say that person is beautiful. They feel really ugly. So it's not about whether you actually are ugly, it's not about whether you actually are clever, it's not about actually whether you are thin or fat. I know someone who's got a completely beautiful slim trim body and thinks they're fat. It's just extraordinary. So self-hate comes out of actually not knowing who you are. And it's a consequence of identifying with who you're not. So it invites us to move forward in our investigation of who am I. That am I my characteristics? Am I my body? Am I who other people think I am? Am I who I think I am? Who am I? And if I was who I truly am, would there be any possibility of hating it? No. So self-hate in the positive is an invitation to continue the inquiry into who am I. As long as you hate yourself, what would be the payoff of hating yourself? There are a number of different payoffs that people get for hating themselves. As long as you hate yourself and have it that you're not good enough, You don't have to be great, which you actually are. As long as you have it that you're not good enough, that you hate the fact that you're not good enough. The hate part of it is you punishing yourself for not fulfilling your expectations, isn't it? Sometimes that punishment can take self-harm. Self-harm isn't always punishment. Sometimes it's investigation. Sometimes it's pursuit of strange pleasure. Sometimes it's bonding. So it's a stage. Self-harm, self-hate, generally is a stage people go through. And the way to resolve it, from my perspective, it won't work for everybody, I'm sure, but is to get into that inquiry. Who am I really? Who am I always? Who have I always been? What in me doesn't evolve, doesn't change? My body's constantly changing. My mind is constantly changing. My character is here this way one day, that way the next. So who am I? When you know who you are, you'll know peace. You'll have peace with your past, peace with yourself, peace with the world. When you know who you are. And that's really amazing. So there is something to find. And the period of one's life, or those times when there's a lot of self-hate, can you see the one who is watching you hate yourself? Who's that one? Perhaps that's you.